Valentine's Day, as we all know, is coming up on Sunday, and dating in today's social network world has become more complicated than ever. So how do you know how to transition from chatting online to chatting in person? Well, this morning we have help from life coach and relationship expert Mike Lindstrom, and you're helping us really, well, those of us who are single, with some ideas to freshen up that offline social skill thing, which can be really tough. Good morning to you, by the way.
Thank you very much. Good morning. That's the biggest challenge right now. People are getting stuck behind their computers.
Yeah, we can hide behind them.
Yeah, I was at dinner the other night and I saw 6 people literally sitting down at the dinner tables on their phones, text messaging. No one's even talking. It's ridiculous.
And I got to tell you, having been on some dates where somebody is just in his cell phone all the time, it's really uncomfortable when you're trying to put the thing down.
Right.
You feel like you're not important.
Well, the other thing is you wonder who are they texting.
That's so true. Without trying, you don't want to feel insecure, but it's true.
It's true.
Okay, before we get into some of these tips, I was asking you, what do guys ask you for help with?
The number one thing, especially being here in the Valley, guys that are, now remember, we're talking about single men.
Sure, of
Single
course.
men that don't feel like they have the game or don't know how the skills to go. They want to know where to go.
Sure.
And I always encourage groups. Groups they take the pressure off. So you want to find organizations. It could be hiking groups, triathlete groups, something that you have a common interest with other people.
Okay.
And I say the same thing for women because it takes the pressure off the one-on-one, trying to get that one specific date. And also, there's a lot of social places in town. You have restaurants and bars, hotels are great places to go. If that's what you're looking for.
Right.
Again, everyone's different depending on your age and your demographic.
But you also say with women, it's all about just trying to get out there and
the number one
date. It's not about where, it's how to do it.
That's right. The number one question that I get from women is, how do I do it? How do I get a date? And I say to women all the time, you've got to put yourself out there. You got to literally go out. You just can't sit at home and expect it's going to happen. I always tell my clients that what's your chances of failure if you never try?
So true.
100%. So you got to go put yourself out there.
All right, let's get to some of the tips. So we've talked about texting. You say pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone.
And when you get on the phone, make sure you have a list of questions so you don't sound unprepared or like a weirdo, but you don't want to sound coached either, right? That's
right. There's the two tips I say right up front. Number one is pick up the phone, quit texting, especially for the guys. Be chivalrous. If you're going to ask out the gal, call her the next day. Don't wait for this whole 3-day rule. That's a bunch of crap. Okay, the second thing is you want to make sure you have a list of questions that you want to talk about. I call these conversation pieces. It's not a script.
Right.
So you have to practice these things. And the way to practice is go out with your friends. Go hang out with your friends and just ask questions that are powerful so you can engage interesting dialogue.
One of the things that you also mentioned, a lot of times guys don't have the confidence that we think they do. So it's okay to go up and
absolutely. My biggest
give me that
tip,
handshake.
The biggest tip, because in our culture, for you to put out your hand and introduce yourself, it's natural for someone to reach. In fact, it's rude if someone doesn't reach out their hand back, even if it's a total stranger at Starbucks. So that's the number one tip I teach the ladies, especially. Just go up and say, "How you doing? My name's Kaley." Watch the response of men. People are going to be overwhelmed because they see your confidence.
But confidence can be scary for some guys, and girls too, but I think guys freak out a little bit.
That's why I call it the screening process, because if you find a guy that's intimidated by that fact, that's a guy that you want to be with.
All right.
Exactly.
Makes you feel a little better, doesn't it? All right, so overall, socialize, get out there, and don't be stuck behind that computer.
No, that's the biggest challenge with social media, is it's literally depleted this thing, what I call being a conversationalist.
All right.
So go out with your friends, enjoy yourself, and be a conversationalist.
You heard it from the dating coach himself, Mike Lindstrom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have you really been on a date where somebody's just sitting there on their phone?
Long time ago, yeah.
That's a deal breaker, Kaley.
I was out of there. I said all of a sudden something suddenly just came up. Gotta go.
All of a sudden you have to get on your phone and make new plans.
It's called the parachute. Time to go.
Yeah, there you go. All right, coming up next, it may not seem like it, but believe it or not, it's time.